Welcome to Psychos and Sociopaths. Today we're going to do it a little bit differently on this one because Johnny decided to go see his girlfriend down in Houston because he's quote unquote in love. But going from that, this was an interesting one. We're going over the case of Casey Anthony. Basically, if you look up at Wikipedia. We looked at I looked at a couple of videos and everything. This bitch was crazy, and she was a constant liar. What had happened on this case is basically after 31 days of her child supposedly missing, she decided to call the cops. What's really messed up on this case is she got away with it.
Yeah.
The biggest problems with this one was the prosecution wasn't geared for basically an O.J. Simpson style lawyer for this case, and the lawyer basically got her off with just time served with just I think it was just failure providing false information to law enforcement. That's what she got convicted of, and that's like a class.
Yeah, it's almost like they kind of went after her because they realized that they screwed up the investigation. It's almost like they took a page out of Elliot Ness's book, and instead of getting Al Capone on bootlegging, they got him on tax evasion.
Yeah, but this whole case, she destroyed so much. One, she killed her kid. There's no. It's basically like saying OJ killed his wife and the person, even though he wrote a book saying, "If I did it." I'm surprised I haven't seen a book from Casey Anthony saying, "If I drowned my child, I would do it like this." But that's only hearsay.
Well, if she does a Google search and she sees our podcast about her, she'll probably come up with the idea. So, Casey Anthony, if you're out there and you're watching and you get an idea and we see a book drop about if I did it or if you did it or whatever, what you would have done if you had killed your child, we will come after you and we will tie you up in litigation for years, sister. So you go right on ahead at us. I dare you.
Yeah. But I mean, she ruined her father's life by accusing him as sexually abusing her, which I can't really say either good or bad on that one, only because of the basic fact of we don't know that kind of history. And from what the father was acting as throughout the case and through interviews and everything, he loved his granddaughter. He loved his daughter. And she was a basic liar. So it's like, well, if you see a duck and it seems like a duck, you can't call it a horse.
No. Yeah, I mean, now, everybody in the dog knows that this woman did what she did. All the evidence pointed that way. The only reason she didn't get a needle in her arm or stuck in a gas chamber in the state of Florida is because prosecution screwed the pooch. Pure, plain and simple.
And another thing on this case was they found a duct tape. I'm not really sure if they found, because I was reading it on certain stuff and I was looking at certain evidence and everything, but they couldn't find the duct tape with like a heart shape on it. I mean, they went through her search history on her computer and she was looking up chloroform, how to make chloroform, all kinds of stuff. And even the forensics on the vehicle itself that Casey Anthony's father was like, hey, it smells like someone died in this car. And come to find out, she probably used the vehicle as a vehicle of death to basically we still it's just appalling, and it pisses me off every time I read anything on Casey Anthony, only because she was a shitbag and she needed to go to jail. She
Yeah.
needed to have a firing squad. But a lot of the other stuff on this case that really is sickening is the fact that when she got off, uh, her and the I guess it is a prosecuting or a defense investigator.
Yeah. Yeah.
She ended up hooking up with him, and now she's trying to be a investigator too. It's like, ah, God,
Well,
really?
if she goes to work for the state to help solve crimes, you could almost call her a material witness, right? Subject expert.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
what? Okay, the part that where she got convicted with falsifying information was the fact that she kept on saying that she worked at Disneyland or Disney World. She was in Orlando, so it was Disney
uh,
World. She worked in Disney World. She took the cops for like an 8 hour walk around to find her office. They were like, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll try to find your office. Show us your office. Because Disney World HR department says she didn't work there. They didn't have any kind of evidence of her actually working there at all at any point in time.
right.
And the reason why she said she worked at Disney World was basically she was getting people off her back, saying whenever she would say, "Oh, have you found a job yet?" And she finally just caved and told them it was like, "I have a job at Disney World." That's why that Disney World reference ended up.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they rode the rides. It's like, I mean, this is a sad and stupid thing and everything. Could you imagine? It's like, no, my office is over in the. We had to take a small world. We had to drive in there. We get halfway in. They need to stop it, and I get out, and I will go in, and my office is behind the Mexican nationalities of small world. That's where my office is. There's a secret hatch door. She lied so much, it's plausible.
Yeah, it is. And I almost have to wonder at some point, did one of the one of the one of the trailing police officers that were out there walking around with her, that they had to have been thinking, one of them had to at least been prior military, and he was probably thinking to himself, we're fucking out here, so we might as well. you know?
Yeah. I wonder if they did this whole if they walked around Disney World with the Disney with Mickey Mouse hats.
I
That
got
would be
got a pair of mouse ears and a badge, and I'm not afraid to use them.
yeah. That is. I mean, as much as the silliness of what she thought was a good idea, it wouldn't surprise me if like why are these fucking cops running around with Mickey Mouse hats following this chick around? I mean, for 8 hours. For 8 hours.
you I bet you for check the security camera footage of that escort and play it at like twice, times two speed.
Yeah.